Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. This is Joe, the bearded historian. He'll tell you an interesting story. Be careful of his soldiers, they can be brats. This is Angel, she's an entity. She'll cause chaos and plant her hands at you. This is Sue, she likes spirits, not the alcohol. She's the reason this channel exists. This is David, he likes fire trucks. He's here occasionally. Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. We preserve his story.
Alright, now it is way back Wednesday with a little bit of history about the fireworks. And we're going to have a race about a sack race because that's a good summer activity. My eyes a little bit bad this morning. Not quite awake yet. You ready? Here we go. Shout out time. Here's a shout out just for you. You support me, so I support you. This shout out is for our friends. Let's see who it is today. Are you ready? There we go. Alright, and now let's see who we got here. We got Eddie, Ogden, Catching, Misty, Contact, Abundance, Tramps, Supercalifragilistic, Contact, Cable, Laney, Donna, Jericho, Kaz, Susan, Anthony, Goat, Praying, Tramps, I think that's Bubba. And then, who we got here? George coming in from the back. There's Right Touch. There's Crazy. Jamaican. Leon. Jamaican's currently in the lead. We got that Hillbillies. Oh, I think it's going to be it. It's Hillbillies. Yay! Now it's Backyard Hillbillies. Members of the Treasure Fam. They enjoy magnet fishing, metal detecting, digging in old dump sites, dumpster diving, beach combing, parking lot scanning, couch and couch lifting, gathering eggs, harvesting fruits and vegetables, clam digging, and garage sales. Lots of outdoor activities with family and friends. Hillbillies are gems. They're very sweet people, very nice people, very supportive people. They do a lot of random activities. Go check them out. Like, share, comment, have a good day. Alright, bearded historian, tell them something interesting.
Well, we're going to play with a little bit of the Wayback, but also, happy 4th of July for all you silly folks. They're going to be listening to this beforehand, but hey, pretty much everybody knows between now and the 6th, people are going to be doing fireworks.
Right.
And, around here, there's usually several classifications of fireworks. I mean, you got the true standby black cats, little fireworks, use a little stick. You got your bottle rockets, everybody's favorite little whistlers. You got the little black snakes, which stink to high heaven. And then you start getting into some of the bigger kits that use, actual rockets, which get some altitude, or Roman candles. Those pop off some pretty good stuff. And eventually you even get into some of the heavier stuff, which, thanks to some truly creative people, some of the stuff is now illegal, like the M80s and stuff like that. But anyway, going back, we're doing a little history dig on this. Now it says fireworks are a class of low explosive or pyrotechnic device used for the aesthetic and entertainment purposes. They are most commonly used in fireworks displays, or commonly referred to as pyrotechnics or fireworks show, like we saw tonight, combining a large number of devices in an outdoor setting. Around here, I mean, they've fired them off at Mount Rushmore. They fired them off down at Custer. What really gets wild is here in Rapid, they literally will take over almost a fourth of the golf course to launch for one night show, and it's pretty impressive because you literally have these big bunker devices set up, mortars, to launch these things off in patterns, and it's kind of wild. Such displays are the focal point of many cultural and religious celebrations, although mismanagement can lead to fireworks accidents. No. Also, you also know fireworks around here also tend to go off during New Year's Eve celebrations because people like to do stuff like that. Also, there's been due to the damage to hearing, they have been starting to come up with either more silent methods or even instead of fireworks exploding, confetti, which are not quite as impressive. But they say fireworks can take many forms to produce 4 primary effects: noise, light, smoke, and floating materials. Again, confetti. Now, they may be designed to burn with colored flames or sparks, including red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and silver. Tonight's displays, we had all sorts of colors. There was a good number of purples. I do remember seeing some oranges. Quite a variety. It says aerial fireworks may have their own propulsion, like a skyrocket, or can be launched into the air with a mortar, aerial shell. Now, most fireworks consist of a paper or pasteboard tube or casing filled with a combustible material, often pyrotechnic stars. A number of these tubes or cases may be combined so as to make, when kindled, a great variety of sparkling shapes, often various colored. A skyrocket is a form of firework, although the first skyrockets were actually used in warfare. The aerial shell, however, is the backbone of today's commercial aerial display, and a smaller version of consumer use is known as the festival ball in the United States.
I didn't know it was known as a festival ball.
Now, going history-wise, fireworks were originally invented in China and remains the largest manufacturer and exporter of fireworks in the world. Now, silent fireworks displays are becoming more popular to concerns that noise effects traumatize pets, wildlife, and some humans. I do remember quite vividly, usually when we do the fireworks display down in Custer, always well attended, always a packed house. They had this one that was known as a baby moon or half moon. Basically, it would replicate a shock wave because this thing would pop out. You wouldn't see anything until there'd be this boom. And it literally, they were able to fire it with just such precision, it would be right over the crowd when this thing would go off. If they waited just a few seconds, they could actually set off car alarms. It was beautiful. However, not a new type of firework, and these are not completely silent. Now, silent fireworks displays refers to displays which simply exclude large, spectacular, noisy fireworks and make greater use of the smaller, quieter devices. The Italian town of Collecchio switched to silent fireworks in 2015. Interesting.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Me either.
I'd be tempted to see silent fireworks just to see. Because I understand and I agree that, they do negatively impact pets, and a lot of people have a hard time with a loud noise, especially like soldiers with PTSD and people who've been in like shootings and stuff.
Right.
So I can see the benefits of that.
Right. Now, of the mentions that they were talking about, earliest fireworks came from China during the Song Dynasty, about 960 to 1279. Fireworks were used to accompany many festivities. In China, pyrotechnicians were respected for their knowledge of complex techniques in creating fireworks and mounting the firework displays. Now, during the Han Dynasty, which was 202 BC to 220 AD, people would throw bamboo stems into a fire to produce an explosion with a loud sound. And in later times, gunpowder was packed into small containers and was used to mimic the sounds of the burning bamboo. Exploding bamboo stems and gunpowder firecrackers were interchangeably known as bazu or baogan. During the Song Dynasty, people manufactured the first firecrackers, comprising tubes made of rolled sheets of paper containing the gunpowder and a fuse. Now, they also strung these firecrackers together in large clusters known as bian or whip or banpao whip cannon, so the firecrackers could be set off one by one in close sequence. You've seen those with black cats. Usually the kids will take those and disassemble them, so hey, you got more black cats. Now, by the 12th and possibly 11th century, the term baozong was used to specifically refer to the gunpowder firecrackers. The first appearance of the term was used in the Dreams of the Glories of the Eastern Capital by Meng Yaglo. Now, during the Song Dynasty, common people could purchase fireworks, such as firecrackers, from market vendors. Grand displays of fireworks were also known to be held. In 1110, according to the Dreams of the Glories of the Eastern Capital, a large fireworks display mounted by the military was held to entertain the Emperor Huizong of Song. The Quedong Yuwu states that the rocket-propelled firework called a Diao show, earth-propelled earth rat, went off near Empress Dowager Gongxin and startled her during a feast held in her honor by her son Emperor Luzo of Song. Not a good way to impress And this type of firework was one of the earliest examples of rocket propulsion. Now, around 1280, a Syrian named Hassan al-Ramah wrote of rockets, fireworks, and other incendiaries using terms that suggested he derived his knowledge from Chinese sources, such as his reference to fireworks as Chinese flowers. Now, colored fireworks were developed from earlier, possibly Han or soon after, Chinese application of chemical substances to create colored smoke and fire. Such applications appeared in the Huijing and Huazishi, which describes recipes, several which used low nitrate gunpowder to create military signal smokes with various colors. That's kind of how we now wind up with the various colors, red, blue, purple, etc. Now, the two formulas that appear for firework-like signals, the Shanju and Bazagran, these produce the silver sparkles in the smoke.
Sparkles!
In Huikside by Zhao Zimin in 1753, there are several more recipes of low nitrate gunpowder and other chemical substances to tint flames and smoke. These included, for example, everybody get your notepad ready, arsenical sulfide for yellow, copper acetate for green, lead carbonate for lilac white, and mercurius chloride or calomel for white. The Chinese pyrotechnics were described by the French author Antoine Cadot. It is certain that a variety of colors which the Chinese have the secret of giving to flame is the greatest mystery of their fireworks.
Interesting.
Similarly, the English geographer Sir John Barrow in 1797 wrote, "The diversity of colors indeed in which the Chinese have the secret of clothing fires seems to be chief merit of their pyrotechny." And fireworks were produced in Europe by the 14th century, becoming popular in the 17th century. Les Ilzamov, the ambassador for Peter the Great, once reported from China, "They make such fireworks that no one in Europe has ever seen." In 1758, the Jesuit missionary Pierre Nicolas de Chiron de Incarville, living in Beijing, wrote about the methods and composition of Chinese fireworks to the Paris Academy of Sciences, which published the account 5 years later. Émile Francois Fraser published his revised work, Treatise on Fireworks, in 1747, covering the recreational and ceremonial uses of fireworks rather than their military uses. Music for royal fireworks was composed by George Frederick Handel in 1749 to celebrate the peace treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle, which had been declared the previous year. Prior to the 19th century, the advent of modern chemistry, fireworks must have been relatively dull and unexciting. Berthollet in 1786 discovered that oxidations with potassium chlorate resulted in a violet emission. Subsequent developments revealed that oxidations with the chlorates of barium, strontium, copper, and sodium resulted in intense emission of bright colors. The isolation of metallic magnesium and aluminum marked another breakthrough, as these metals burn with intense silvery light. Now, with everything fun, it says improper use of fireworks is dangerous, both to persons operating them, risks of burns and wounds, and to bystanders. In addition, they may start fires on landing. Again, to mention Custer, 1 year, they actually wound up cutting the show short by about a third. They had fired off one round that went up and apparently had a longer fuse than they expected. It came back down and started setting off more fireworks than they had planned. Oops. Now, to prevent fireworks accidents, the use of fireworks is legally restricted in many countries. In such countries, display of fireworks are restricted for use by professionals. Around here, a lot of our volunteer fire departments are the guys that handle the stuff.
Right.
And smaller consumer versions may or may not be available to the public, which is why you no longer can find M80s, because kids are blowing up toilets with them. Earlier mentioned, birds and animals, both domestic and wild, can be frightened by the noise, leading to them running away, often into danger, or hurting themselves on fences or other ways to attempt to escape the perceived danger. I can understand. Dogs hate thunderstorms. A firework is about the same thing. The majority of dogs experience distress, fear, and anxiety during fireworks. 2016, following a petition signed by more than 100,000 Brits, the House of Commons in the UK debated a motion to restrict firework use. The fireworks also affect birds, especially larger birds like geese, eagles, and others. And according to a study by Max Planck Institute and Netherlands Institute of Ecology, many birds abruptly leave their sleeping sites on New Year's Eve, and some fly up to 500 kilometers nonstop to get away from human settlements. On the average, about 1,000 times more birds are in flight on New Year's Eve than any other nights. Frightened birds may also abandon nests and not return to complete rearing their young. A scientific study from 2022 indicates that fireworks may have some sort of lasting effect on birds, with many birds spending more time to find food in the weeks after the New Year's Eve fireworks. Now, fireworks do produce smoke and dust that may contain residues of heavy metals, sulfur coal compounds, and some low-concentration toxic chemicals. These byproducts of fireworks combustion will vary depending on the mix of ingredients of a particular firework. The color green, for example, may be produced by adding the various compounds and salts of barium, which some are toxic and some which are not. Some fishers have noted and reported environmental authorities that firework residues can hurt fish and other water life because some may contain toxic compounds, such as antimony, sulfide, or arsenic.
Oops.
This is a subject of much debate due to the fact that large-scale pollution from other sources makes it difficult to measure the amount of pollution that comes specifically from fireworks. I do have to kind of agree on this, because the simple fact is you're shooting off fireworks at the most 3 or 4 times a year.
Right.
A factory is probably running...
Yeah, it's maybe 1%.
Yeah, it's yeah. Otherwise, you're really stretching it. Perchlorate salts, which was a solid form, dissolve and move rapidly in groundwater and surface water, even in low concentrations in drinking water supplies. Perchlorate ions are known to inhibit the uptake of iodine by the thyroid gland. As of 2010, there are no federal drinking water standards for perchlorates in the United States, but the US EPA has studied the impacts of perchlorates on the environment as well as drinking water. Again, if something is going to affect 1/10 of 1%, it's going to be a heck of a stretch to say that it was this black cat was what did it. Because, well, one black cat with a whole reservoir worth of water, I'm not seeing it affecting it that much.
Right.
But several U.S. states have enacted water drinking standards for perchlorates, including Massachusetts in 2006. California's legislature used the Contamination Prevention Act of 2003, requiring California's Department of Toxic Substances Control to adopt regulations specifying best management practices for perchlorate containing substances. It sounds like a lot of paperwork, and somebody's making a lot of money off of this, and they're getting a heck of a check out of it. California issued the drinking water standards, and several other states, Arizona, Maryland, Nevada, New Mexico, New York, and Texas, have also established non-enforceable advisory levels for perchlorates. It's not enforceable, but we have it on the books.
What's the point of it then?
I know, it hurts the intelligence. The courts have also taken action with regards to perchlorate contamination. For example, in 2003, a federal court in California found that Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation and Liability Act applied because perchlorate is ignitable and therefore a characteristic hazardous waste. If you're going to find this little particle sitting in your lake and set a match on it, you guys are wasting a lot of your free time.
And with some of the research, you're just amazing.
Yeah. It says pollutants from fireworks raise concerns because of the potential health risks associated with the products. These guys apparently are freaking out over everything. Guys.
My question is, did they do how much research did they do before, July, to see, okay, this is what it is before, and then how much of it was after to compare, okay, it went up 10%, whatever, it went up. Because I guarantee you they probably just did it around July and said, oh, yes, this is because of the fireworks.
Here's a grand idea. California also has legalized marijuana use.
Yeah.
You just smoke a little bit more and relax. Chill the heck out. Anyway, so, pollution is a concern because fireworks contain heavy metals as a source of color. However, gunpowder smoke and some of the solid residues are basic, and as such, the cumulative effect of fireworks on acid rain is uncertain. What is not disputed is that most consumer fireworks are behind a considerable amount of solid debris. I mean, we've seen litter. Hello.
Yeah.
Including both readily biodegradable components as well as non-biodegradable plastic items. Concerns over pollution, consumer safety, and debris have been restricted the sale and use of consumer fireworks in many countries. Professional displays, on the other hand, remain popular around the world. Others argue that the alleged concern over pollution from fireworks constitute a red herring, since the amount of contamination from fireworks is minuscule in comparison to emissions from sources such as the burning of fossil fuels. In the U.S., some states and local governments restrict the use of fireworks in accordance to the Clean Air Act, which allows laws relating to the prevention and control of outdoor air pollution to be enacted. Some companies within the U.S. fireworks industry claim that working with Chinese manufacturers to reduce and ultimately hope to eliminate the pollutant perchlorate. But interesting little fact, they also have pyrotechnical competitions held in many countries. The most prestigious fireworks competition is the Montreal Fireworks Festival, annually held in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Another magnificent competition, the Lee Festival d'Art Pyrotechnique, held in the summer annually at the Bay of Cannes in Côte d'Azur, France. The World Pyro Olympics is an annual competition. Among the top firework companies in the world, it is held in Manila, Philippines. And for those of you who are truly into your fire kick, enthusiasts in the United States have formed clubs which unite hobbyists and professionals. The groups provide safety instruction and organize meetings and private shoots at remote premises where members shoot commercial fireworks as well as fire pieces of their own manufacture. Clubs secure permission with fire items otherwise banned by state or local ordinances. Competition among members and between clubs demonstrating everything from single shells to elaborate displays choreographed to music are held. Now, one of the oldest clubs is Cracker Jacks, Inc., organized in 1976 on the eastern seaboard region. Now, though based in the United States, membership of the Pyrotechnic Guilds International, or PGI, is open to all. Founded in 1969, its annual convention hosts some of the world's biggest and best fireworks displays that will occur.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, aside from the nightly fireworks shows, the highlight of the convention is a unique event where individual classes of hand-built fireworks are competitively judged, ranging from simple firework rockets to extremely large and complex aerial shells. Some of the biggest, best, and most intricate fireworks displays in the United States take place during the convention week.
Interesting. That would be kind of fun to attend.
That'd be very much fun. Now, it does mention that several places around the world do have their fireworks displays New Year's Eve and, for example, here, Australia Day. Sydney's New Year's Eve midnight fireworks. In the Northern Territory, Cracker Night is celebrated every 1st of July on Territory Day, where residences are allowed to buy and use fireworks without a permit. France fireworks are traditionally displayed on the eve of Bastille Day, the 14th of July, to commemorate the French Revolution and the storming of the Bastille on that day in 1789. Every city in France lights up the sky for the occasion, with a special mention that Paris offers a spectacle around the Eiffel Tower. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Hungary, they use their fireworks on the 20th of August, which is a national celebration day. India uses a celebration in October and November of every year, a festival of lights, as part of their popular festival. Japan, during the summer, has fireworks festivals held every day someplace in the country, numbering more than 200 in August alone. Wow. Festivals consist of large fireworks shows. The largest, which uses, oh my lord, the largest uses between 100,000 and 120,000 rounds.
Wow.
That's an artillery barrage. And it can attract up to 800,000 spectators. Street vendors set up stalls to sell various drinks and staple Japanese food, and traditionally held festival games such as goldfish scooping. Even today, men and women attend these events wearing the traditional yukata, summer kimono, or jinbi, and gather in large social circles or family or friends to sit picnic-like, eating and drinking while watching the shows. Now, this first fireworks festival in Japan held in 1733.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be awesome. The Samagawa Fireworks Festival is one of the many being celebrated annually throughout Japan in the summer. Now, this one holds a special place in my heart because I love this country. I want to go visit this country. Malta. Now, fireworks have been used in Malta for hundreds of years. When the island was ruled by the Order of St. John, fireworks are used on special occasions, such as the election of a new Grand Master, the appointment of a new Pope, or the birth of a prince. Nowadays, fireworks are used in village feasts throughout the summer. The Malta International Fireworks Festival is also held annually. Monte Carlo, the International Fireworks Festival. Pyrotechnics experts from around the world compete in Monte Carlo since 1966. The festival will run from July to August every year, and the winner returns on the 18th of November for the fireworks display on the night before the National Day of Monaco. The event is held in Port Hercule, beginning around 9 p.m. every night, depending on the sunset. And, of course, Singapore. Singapore's fireworks celebrations, previously the Singapore Fireworks Festival, is an annual event held in Singapore as part of its National Day of celebrations. The festival features local and foreign teams, which launch displays on different nights. While currently non-competitive in nature, the organizer has plans to introduce a competitive element in the future. Now, the annual festival has grown in magnitude from 4,000 rounds used in 2004 to 6,000 in 2005 to more than 9,100 in 2006. And that was, 18 years ago. I wonder how many they're firing off nowadays. South Korea, the Busan International Fireworks Festival is one of the most significant festivals in Asia. Switzerland, fireworks are often used on August 1st, which is the National Celebration Day. In the United Kingdom, okay, quick, go to the chat. Who can tell me what holiday would be famous in the United Kingdom and use fireworks? If you hit it was used in V for Vendetta.
Oh, I've watched that movie once.
Uh-huh.
long time ago.
Guy Fawkes Night, held every year on the 5th of November to celebrate the foiling of the Catholic gunpowder plot, an attempt to kill King James I. The Guardian newspaper said the 2008 Britain's biggest Guy Fawkes Night events were the After Dark fireworks at Sheffield, bangers on the beach at Holyhead Round Table Charity Firework in Holyhead, Battelle Bonfire in Battle East, Sussex, Blackheath Fireworks in London, Bushport Fireworks in Inverness, Fireworks with Vikings at Tutbury, Staffordshire, the Flaming Tar Barrels at Autry St. Mary, Glasgow Green Fireworks, Halloween Happening Fireworks in Derry, the Midsummer Common in Cambridge, Sparks in the Park at the Cardiff Round Table Charity Fireworks in Cardiff, and the main fireworks celebration in the UK are by the public who buy from many suppliers. England lights it up, kids. You guys, you know, heads up. You guys are rocking it. And, of course, now the United States. Let's talk about the fun of the shots that we've had. The earliest settlers brought their enthusiasm for fireworks to the U.S. Fireworks and black ash were used to celebrate important events long before the Revolutionary War. The first celebration of Independence Day was 1777, 6 years before Americans knew whether or not the new nation would survive the war. Fireworks were part of all festivities. In 1789, George Washington's inauguration was accompanied by a fireworks display. George Marshall was an American naval hero during the War of 1812 and other campaigns, and he was a master gunner and pyrotechnic specialist who wrote Marshall's Practical Marine Gunnery in 1822. The book outlines chemical formulas on the composition of fireworks. This early fascination with fireworks, noise, and color continues today with fireworks displays commonly included in Independence Day celebrations. In 2004, Disneyland in Anaheim, California, pioneered the commercial use of aerial fireworks launched with a compressed air rather than gunpowder. This display shell explodes in the air using an electronic timer. The advantage of compressed air is a reduction in fumes, making a greater accuracy in height and timing. The Walt Disney Company is now the largest consumer of fireworks in the world.
Yes, they are. That is no doubt.
Nope.
There is no doubt in that area.
But this is a fun little journey into the fireworks. It's been a long day, and we will see you guys next week. Enjoy some fireworks next couple days. Good night.